What is up, movie viewers? Dena Views and Reviews here, asking what you watching. Well, today I am watching The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Now, this movie stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Micah Monroe, Raul Castillo, Malia Vega, Lola Contreras, and Martin Starr. It is written by Michael Bloomberg and Amanda Silver. It is produced by Michael Schaefer, Maria Frisk, Mike LaRocca, Ted Field, Seth William Meyer, Michael Napoliello, and it's directed by Michelle Garza Cervera. Now, this is a remake of the 1992 psychological thriller movie called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It starred Annabella Sciorra as Claire Bartel and Rebecca De Mornay as the nanny, as well as Matt McCoy as Michael Bartel. And I have to say, it was an interesting and overall well done movie that centered around this little family and overwhelmed new mom who hires a nanny. The nanny that just happens to be the widow of the doctor who committed suicide. Now, he committed suicide as a result of being accused by various patients of assault. His widow embarked on a journey to get vengeance for the loss of her husband and her child. And her goal was to destroy Claire and her family. That was her mission. And she believed Claire had done this to her, so she wanted to return the favor. Her focus and mission was to destroy that family from the inside. Now, as hers had been destroyed in her mind, and yes, this was indeed a good watch. In fact, I kept that in mind when I started my own family. Let's just say, after watching this movie, it really put things in perspective for me. And I took it as a cautionary tale, I say. But now there's a 2025 version. Now, this version strayed away from the storyline a bit, and although the synopsis was similar, the 2025 version was noticeably different right from the start. It focused on Caitlin and Miguel Morales. Evident by the name alone, the father's characters were dissimilar. Again, the synopsis is similar, but noticeably, the circumstances change. Caitlin Morales is a high-powered attorney with a toddler and an older child. She hires what appears to be a sweet, kind, friendly nanny that shares some of her habits, her health habits, her beliefs. She's a young lady that she meets through her profession, and on the surface, she appears to be the perfect candidate to assist her with the care of her two young children. It would allow her the opportunity to regain her freedom, free up her time, and just enable her to balance herself along with her family. But once the nanny moves into her home, Caitlin notices some unsettling behavior from Polly. She also notices the negative but powerful influence that this nanny seems to have on her older daughter. She's spending a great deal of time with her alone, and Caitlin notices the difference in her daughter's disposition. And she soon finds out that she is being groomed and undermined because her young daughter comes to them and she expresses at such a young age that she is interested in living an alternative lifestyle. Polly was clearly using underhanded, undermining ways that were undeniably evident here. Eventually, she erodes the mother's sense of comfort and trust because she goes so far as to alter her Caitlin psychotropic meds. And this really dredged up her past trauma and caused her to question her reality. Now, I gave this movie a 2.5 star out of 5. The new storyline was different, but it was interesting nonetheless. And they also kept referencing the mother's previous relationship before Miguel, where she wasn't really interested in men. And one thing that did strike me is I did not feel that the on-screen chemistry was there between the main characters, the actor and the actress who played Caitlin and Miguel Morales. I didn't feel that there was a real connection there. Their relationship just didn't seem very believable to me, and that's just my opinion. They just didn't appear to be compatible to me. He seemed a bit too passive and more like a weakling, and even a bit disconnected from his wife and children to me. It is a new age storyline, but if I had to choose between the two movies, my choice would certainly be the 1992 version of this movie. And perhaps it is because I already was familiar with that movie. And oftentimes, if it is a remake and you're familiar with the original version, you're going to constantly compare the two because you're familiar with the first one. And rarely do the second or the remake actually live up to the original version in your mind. But if you would like to check this movie out and decide for yourself the 2025 version of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, you can certainly do so, for it is rated R and is now streaming on Hulu. If you have not already, subscribe, like, share, and leave me a comment on what you thought of this movie, what you thought of this review, and let me know what movies you are watching. This has been Dena Views and Reviews, inviting you to join me weekly for a new review or recommendation. And I want you to remember, it's my view. Now, what are you watching?